So welcome back guys to another video, and yes, the Nintendo Direct we've been waiting for has finally concluded, and today I wanted to kind of talk about my first initial thoughts about this new Nintendo Switch 2, the new console is debut. A lot of information, but still a lot of questions. But before I get into it guys, leave a comment below. Are you excited for the Nintendo Switch 2? Now, first and foremost, I have to say overall, I'm really excited for the console. It's exactly what we want. We wanted a more powerful Switch, and the Switch 2 is everything we love about the Switch, but even better. A better dock with a cooling fan, magnetic Joy-Cons, a bigger screen, which also has a higher definition display. I was kind of bummed that it wasn't an OLED, but we all know Nintendo in a couple of months or a year or so is going to come out with a Nintendo Switch 2 OLED that, yes, we're going to be wanting to go out and get and trade off. But that kind of goes into my next segment, that I feel like the Switch 2 is a lot more inclusive compared to the Switch. The Switch, you know, the original Switch really revolutionized handheld hybrid gaming for the masses, but I feel like Nintendo is really homing in on that handheld experience with a lot more party features. It's crazy. In 2025, Nintendo finally has a party chat feature that seems pretty interesting, where you can actually use the Nintendo Switch 2 camera and make yourself involved in the game or inside the party chat. Now, I do want to note that it may be from the video I was watching, because there were some issues with the live stream for the Nintendo Direct, but some of the images that they were showcasing for the party chat looked surprisingly laggy, so that was kind of troubling. So I'm really curious on the final performance of when it finally launches, which, by the way, the Nintendo Switch 2 is launching in June of this year, so just a couple of months away. The first game they showed off was something that I didn't know I needed in my life, and that was Mario Kart World. Now, I loved Mario Kart 9 Deluxe, and I thought this was the apex of the Mario Kart experience. I'm like, how can they get any better than this? Well, Mario Kart World is that in itself, an open world Mario Kart game. And man, some of the stuff they were showing was just mind-boggling. I was so enamored by the graphic style and the abilities. I thought it was just something really, really awesome. It made me feel like Christmas morning. This Direct made me feel like a kid again, watching this new Mario Kart game and just thinking about just free roaming and live streaming and talking with you guys and just driving around and just exploring the world. I think that's kind of cool, to be honest. Now, I'm not going to be going through every single detail of the Nintendo Direct, just the things that really stuck out in my mind. Like this one right here that I feel like all of us called, and that was Metroid Prime Beyond being a dual release. Yes, it's going to be released on the Switch and the Switch 2, I believe later on this year. But I will say I do like the mouse feature of the Nintendo Switch 2, and I feel like that's really going to add a lot of depth to Metroid Prime Beyond, especially if you're used to playing first-person shooters on a mouse and keyboard. I feel like this is going to be a great way to really get into it. There were a lot of ports as well. There were a lot of ports like Yakuza 0, Director's Cut, looked really awesome. I really feel like we're going to see more Like a Dragon games in the future for the Nintendo Switch 2, as well as Elden Ring. I thought Elden Ring being on Nintendo Switch 2 really kind of gives faith to a lot of folks that were wondering how powerful this console is going to be. It's like, hey, it runs Elden Ring. It's got to be good, right? Speaking from FromSoft, this new game is like the Dustwalkers. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, because the trailer itself was just so enthralling. I mean, it looks like you play as like almost like a vampire, and just going through this Elden Ring, Dark Souls like world that has some modernization to it that almost made me think, I was like, is this going to be Bloodborne 2? But no, this is a whole new IP from Soft. And yeah, I'm really, really curious. I hope From Software does a great job. The Switch 2 also has a new feature with their online service, their virtual consoles. That's right, we are finally getting the Nintendo GameCube on the Nintendo Switch 2, something that folks have been wanting for a long time. And you know, it's got Zelda Wind Waker. It's got that right there, to me, is a great deal. It's no extra payment plan or anything like that. I'm glad that Nintendo didn't do anything that I felt like Nintendo could have done. Nintendo and been like, hey, you know, this party chat, Nintendo GameCube, all this stuff, we're going to tax on an extra $10. But no, they're keeping it, you know, the same price, and they're like, hey, if you already have a membership on Switch, boom, you're already on Switch 2 Club. Welcome. I love the fact that Soul Calibur 2 is one of the GameCube games, because the GameCube version of Soul Calibur 2 is the GOAT, and it's the best one. And of course, I do like the enhanced features of the Switch 2, these upgrade packs that you can get. When I saw Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I have to admit, I feel the urge to double dip. I don't know how much more it's going to cost to upgrade these games to be in like higher frame rate, better resolution, but I'm here for it because I love Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom immensely, and I always felt those games were really lacking in the frame rate department. So to be able to play these games at a much better enhanced experience, count me in. But the last game they showcased for the Switch 2 that made me really excited was Donkey Kong Bonanza. Listen, I was wanting a 3D Mario game, but I am 100% okay with this. It looks like an open world Donkey Kong Country game. They didn't say open world, but it looks like it. I mean, it almost gave me Astrobot vibes in the immersed scope of everything. Not just the gameplay, but you know, this does feel like a brand new generation Nintendo game. Watching that trailer, I'm like, okay, this is a new console. This is Nintendo. We're on to a good start. But what did you guys think about the Nintendo Direct showcasing the Switch 2? I'm really excited. I know I left a lot out, but I want to hear from you guys with a comment below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the bell so you can get notified of all future videos on this channel. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.